Welcome back to Gin Reviews from South Florida. Tonight we're going back to Kentucky, and most of you watching that are subscribers and have watched this channel from the beginning probably know which distillery we're going to. That's right, we're going back to Castle and Key, and tonight we're going to be doing their London Dry Gin Autumn 2019 recipe reviewed. GinJoe! Alright, welcome back to the GinJoe show here in beautiful sunny South Florida. As you can see behind me, there's a banana tree. I know this is kind of lame, the windows, but originally I had planned doing this on doing this review on the ocean, on the beach today. But we got some new neighbors, and they just came in from Spain, and their choice of music, it's not going to mesh well with the gin review, so you know, we like bar jazz on this channel, and so anywho, and I'm not going to go ask them to lower the music down. I could do the review right here, and it's just as beautiful, except I had to shut the windows because then I had to fight with the traffic noise. So here we are, Castle and Key. Here it is in all its glorious glory. Look at the punt on that. I love their bottles. They're all the same here with this beautiful packaging. On the back there's like a yellow motif of botanicals, and if I had to guess, I'd say juniper, of course. And then it looks like chamomile, and I haven't read the botanicals yet, so I got a feeling chamomile. We're coming in at 51.5%. That is 103 proof. You gotta love that. Like I said, it's Autumn 2019's recipe. I've waited long enough. The botanicals: juniper, of course, coriander, angelica root, licorice root, white sage, ginger root, pink peppercorn, like that, clove, and cassia. I guess there is no, I mean, it looks like chamomile to me. And I could see sage there. Yeah, and juniper. Well, maybe they were gonna put chamomile in this one, and they just like, oh, hey guys, we forgot the chamomile. And they just went, no problem. Okay, so we're made in Frankfort, Kentucky, as we should be well aware at this point. Castle and Key is a beautifully restored distillery from back in the original bourbon days. But the venture that came in and restored the distillery originally, I don't think they're all still there. I think actually they sold it to a couple of groups, you know how that goes. I mean, that's why the other bottles of Castle and Key look a little different. The Roots of Ruin and shit, what's the name of the other one? I love it so much. It'll hit me while I'm like sleeping tonight. But anyway, those two bottles look a lot different than these, because this was the original, I think, the master distiller that I always wished I could have met, because she is just beautiful, and she makes a hell of a product. Anywho, let's get back into the gin here. Now, I do have my knife, because I do know Castle and Key sometimes is a little finicky. Yeah. Not today. Alright, well, there's a stopper in there, of course. I hope I get a good pop, though, because it looks like it's kind of... Yeah, see the gap? I know it's not, but let's see. Yeah, I was wrong. Gonna have to use this tonight. Fine by me. I just put a little bit more in there. Alright. Whoa. Yeah, man. You know what I forgot to add? As in every Castle and Key product from this era, they always put the mash bill and I respect that, and I forgot to read it, so let me do that. 17% yellow corn, 63% rye, 20% malted barley. I should know that by now. It's the same with every one. So the rye is definitely present in the aroma factor here. I mean, it's one of those things that you can't get away from. It's that peppery bite. It's in smell and in taste. And it's not bad though. I mean, in fact, that's why a lot of people really, really, really love a nice rye, because it has that spiciness on the back end. And I could understand that. I mean, I love a good spiciness back-ended gin. It's a little different, but you know, it's pretty much the same. Wow. You know, it hasn't lost any of its botanicals and aroma. They're all very present. I could smell the juniper, of course. The sage is making an appearance, and I really respect that, because they use, what was it, white sage? Yep. The Angelica, I mean, it's definitely there. That's always nice to smell. And then that ginger root, there is that little bit of a peppery, horseradishy smell coming, kind of in the back end on the old nostrils. For anyone out there that thinks this is pretentious, or they think that, I don't know, there's a stigma to, you know, smelling your gin, because I've heard a few gin reviewers out there say that, and I'm like, what? I mean, how do you, I mean, maybe it's, you know, not just me, I'm sure there's other people, maybe those gin reviewers just weren't, I don't know, maybe they just never tried it, or they thought it was a sin or something. But yeah, you know me, right? I mean, I have to detect the botanicals before I ingest. It just gives me more to work with on the palate. Palate's all connected. We all know this. All right, so I mean, I am getting a nice legging there, and that's from the yellow corn for sure. It's that corn legging. Oh, I could smell this all day. This is just one of those gins that has a bouquet, and it just keeps rising and like blooming. But let's try it. Salute. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. There's so much going on, and I'm just, I have to take this in for myself. And I apologize. I'll get to the review. Just, there's so, okay. I think I'm good. The 51.5% does not disappoint. It is a fire, a righteous fire, a burning fire of an orange-sized ball of burn. But, okay, that's what it is. The juniper is, for sure, it's there. I mean, it's up front, it's very resinous and nice. But my mouth is, at first I tasted a menthol taste, but then I realized what was going on. It wasn't menthol. There's clove in this gin. And maybe not everyone knows this, but before Origel, the original Origel was made with cloves. Cloves would be mortar and pestle. They would grind them up and make a salve, and then you would, just like Origel, you would put it where your tooth was infected or hurting or whatever, and it numbs your mouth up. And that is exactly what's happening with this. The clove, at first it tasted like a menthol, like almost like eucalyptus, but then I realized after when it traveled a little bit, my mouth started to numb. It's actually gone now. I mean, it was very quick numbing. But I know that numb and that it's connected to Orajel for me, because a lot of times what I would do when I was in a kitchen setting and I had like a toothache, which happens, I would take like a little thing, a bouquet garni of cloves, and I would stick it in wherever I had to. But I think doing that though, it gave me that impression that clove has a cooling effect. So it's like, for me, maybe it's just like a phantom eucalyptus, menthol. The pink peppercorn was delightful. They're sweet to a point, but they're very mild and pepper taste. So there's more flavor going on, the flavonoids. But there's a lot of spice going on with the pepper from the rye. And then you have the licorice root, of course, the ginger, that's also very peppery and spicy. And then the clove, of course, because on the neat shot of this, it's interesting. But like I said, with me, it's more of an Orajel type of taste, and yeah, no one wants to eat Orajel. Just no one wants to. Well, since it's such a nice day out, I better make this fast because all my ice is melting. Swirl. Okay, so now the cloves are playing very nicely with that high proof olive brine removed. It's not numbing, and it's just kind of going as soon as it goes in. So, wow, there's such a profile on this. It's very complex. It's definitely a sipping martini with the high proof, and another winner from Castle and Key. I highly suggest, in every one of my reviews from this distillery, every one, I highly suggest you go to Kentucky for whatever reason, go see Fort Knox, I don't know. Make sure you stop over and see the good people over there in Frankfort, Kentucky. While you're there, check out the grounds. Make sure you have to see the castle itself. It's a castle. It's unbelievable. The Bourbon Trail, I mean, it depends on the time of year and if they lifted all the restrictions, but I think they have already. But I mean, seriously, it's like what? It's like $150, and that pays for everything. You know, the transportation, because you're going for about 15 hours each way. The hotel, stay overnight, and then food. Yeah, I think they paid for everything for $150. It's nothing. It's worth it. And you get to see really how bourbon's made in the heartland, you know?
And if, God bless you. And if you're really lucky, you'll get to see how a really, really fine gin is made in the Heartland. This tide this morning was to the boat, in the dock right next to it. The tide was like almost on top of that dock because it's been raining horribly for the past week. But now it's low tide. You can see like how high it actually went up. There's a few people I met in Tennessee that never left the state. Like, you never saw the ocean, not one time. And I'm like, how did this happen? But Tennessee. It's almost Thanksgiving. You guys are all bundled up. Your pumpkin spice, whatever. You can have it all. So the longer this is sitting in the cup, the warmer it's getting. And to us Martini drinkers out there, most of us really like a very dry Martini. And if you're drinking vodka instead of gin in your Martini, you're having a kangaroo, by the way. That's the name of that drink. Kangaroo. Even in the name, kick the person who ordered it. Horrible. Anyway, the colder Martini is, the drier it's gonna be. And for some of us, that's why we drink martinis. The dry factor. But this contemporary style gin, with all the nuance of the mash bill and really nice botanicals, maybe a little bit too earthen though. You know what would have been cool if they had a couple of floral botanicals, just lightly floral though. I mean, there's really no floral in here. The white sage, but that's, you know, I mean, to me it's just sage. Garden sage. Let's see what they were going for though. They were trying to make a very savory gin. And I think what they were trying to go for was with that 63% rye. They were trying to like have the peppery botanicals and the ginger, like what I've said, and then in the pepper notes of the rye kind of twist. And I think they probably had this drink in mind when they were concocting. You know how many batches they go through? How many times they have to do to get it right? I mean, I have my my little portable distiller. It's a water distiller, but I actually like retro graded it and put a basket in there. And I know it's not a column, and I know I'm not getting a lot of the botanicals, but I found ways around that with macerations. Anywho, for me to do one batch, say I plan out a batch and I go and I forage for the botanicals. That's what I was doing in Tennessee. And I set maybe 10 on this one, and maybe my proof I want it to be like 61%. I want a high proof. That right there, I have journals of that recipe taking me 100 times getting it so it tastes what I think. Imagine on a large scale, those big distilleries, those big copper pots, those column stills. Should have one of those one day. Well, it's been another real-time cocktail. Here with the old GinJoe and the GinJoe show out here. The beautiful Gilligan's. It looked like Gilligan's Island, like in the beginning part where the minnows are all like happy before the storm hits. Castle and Key 2019 autumn recipe might be a little hard to find. Then again, if you're like me and you like to go out on King adventures, you never know what you're gonna get at a liquor store maybe or a package store. Maybe you'll come across one of these. And if you do, near a martini person, and I'd say pick it up. I'm not gonna make a gin and tonic with this. It's just so too much earthy to it, and I would have to add maybe like elderflower. I don't want to have to do all that, so I'm just gonna keep this as a martini gin. Make sure your vermouth is and it's well rotated. You know, goes bad real fast. All right, from me to you to me to on here in the middle. The states see the shining sea. And thanks for coming back. Have another cocktail on the channel here, and again, probably not in this setting. You never know what tomorrow gives us, right? Let's look at